us as a culture, I can't get around it, Cal. For us as a culture, and it pains me, man. It literally pains me. Like, we got to do better, man. And I'm not trying to sound like Bill Cosby and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? We was up there. I'm not trying to sound like that, but I'm just saying we got to take accountability, man. There's a statement inside of it. We have everything we need as a culture to excel.
I agree, we do.
There's no excuse. There's literally no excuse. I get in light of racism that we deal with today. I get it. That's out there. That exists. No excuse for that. I understand. But we are not, as a culture, doing what we need to do, coming together to do that. And also, let me understand, because I know, Cal, you say this a lot. There's work being done underground. There are people on the ground doing the work.
Daily, every day.
Daily, every day. I get. So it's not like we're not doing anything. So let me change that narrative real quick.
You know, like men and women and some boys and a few boys and girls every day, man, doing it.
You know what I mean? But with that said, it's obvious that we need to do more.
Yeah, there's always more to do.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that. So because we're doing what. We're not just talking. We are also putting that work in, right? The Grand Rising Collective, me and my organization, you and your right, and you and your organization, Precise Minds, as well as an educator, right? So we're on the ground already impacted. How many more of us as our culture could be doing more? We could be like contributing to the to what we try.
Right, look into that camera, Kayode. Yeah, you're right. Look into that camera. You look to your left. Look in that camera. Yeah, look at that camera. Yes, family. We're calling you to task. We're calling ourselves to task. Like, yo, the work needs to be done, and not work that we say you should be doing, but the work that you're called to do. The work that gives you honor, that gives you passion. You know, like seriously.
And here's the funny part, right? So the people that need, and this is calling you to task, we're calling you to task, the people that need to be doing the work, right? It's not like they're not working. It's not like those of our culture not working. I'm gonna clarify that. It's not like we're not working. It's not like we are working. You know what we're doing? We're working for somebody else.
Correct.
Right? We're working to survive. Correct. We're putting that 9 to 5 in. We are doing some type of work. Right? But we're working for not us. We're working for that 9 to 5 religiously. We make sure we on time for that 9 to 5. We make sure we put those hours in for that 9 to 5 to make sure we get that check. We make sure we work for that 9 to 5 to get that vacation. Right? Put that in there. But we can't work for ourselves. We can't devote that same energy to ourselves when the technology today gives us the opportunity and the resources to do it. And that's not saying, and let me clarify this, because people be thinking crazy. Oh, well, I'll just quit tomorrow then and start I'm not saying that. Right. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying obviously you got to survive. You got to put food on the table. You got responsibilities. I'm not saying that abdicate your responsibilities. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying to make some stupid decision, because I know about that too. I'm not saying making some stupid decision that's going to put your family at risk, where you're going to get kicked out of your house and you ain't got no food to put on the table because you quit this job or what have you to start this thing for the culture. Obviously, we still need some training. We still need some therapy. We still need some help mentally. I get it. What I am saying is take that little extra, like you do with savings, and we talked about this as well. Take that little extra that you have when you get off work and dedicate it to, volunteering at an organization with those who are doing that work.
Right. 4 T's.
4 T's, Precise Minds, right?
Precise Minds.
You know what I mean? So take that extra energy, like I did when I worked at Bloomberg. When I left Bloomberg, when I came home, I was working on 4 T's. I was putting events together, or the case would be. After I paid because I'm talking from experience. This isn't just hype that I'm throwing out there. I worked a not a 9 to 5 job. I worked a 8 to 8 job where I'm putting in 12, 13, 14 hours. And after I leave that job, I'm coming home working on 4 T's. On the weekends, I'm working on my organization, also being in a relationship and stuff like that. So I'm saying if we all of our culture did that, and it doesn't have to be, again, your own organization. Again, it could be working at a Precise Minds. It can be working at 4Ts. It can be working at those people who are doing the work, like you said, the adults and the children who are putting that work in underground. If those of us are doing the 9 to 5 or ain't doing it, we'll do some research or something to find out what of us who are underground doing that lines up with what we do or what we're passionate about to try and help our cause. If we do that, the outcome would be drastically different. We would have a drastically improved outcome, and we'll be. I think what they said, it was a statement that said if as a culture we pulled our resources right now, all of us as people of color, Black people in particular, we donate over $1 billion to the economy today. $1 billion as consumers. If we stop that right now, all of us decided right now to pool our resources together, invest in ourselves, we could be out of debt in as soon as 24 hours.
Yeah.
24 hours.
That is the potential strength of what we buy collectively, right? Because I want to make that clear too.
Absolutely.
That buying power is not necessarily power, it's potential. Because when you're consuming, you're not growing. You know, when you're consuming mostly, you're not growing, you're not saving, which saving leads to accumulation. We use the compound interest, etc. So it is the potential power of collectively buy. But if we're all scattered all over the place, there's no unified purpose or plan in that. So we have to be very mindful. Like there's no unified energy being focused. And what's the acronym for focus? Finishing one. Finishing one completion until satisfied, or finishing one? Yeah, we have finishing one course until satisfied or until successful. So we lack that as a whole. And again, I'm not saying this is part of our nature. This is part of being indoctrinated, but also the barrage of images, film, TV, music, pictures, internet, social media, barrage of all that, which deters you from really taking the time to set yourself aside and really tune into self and focusing on self.
Thank you. And to that point, I'm big on data, facts, and statistics and tangibles, right? I'm big on tangibles, action steps. And it just dawned on me as you were saying that. All right, we're bringing out the problems. What about the solutions? Right. It's, and when I just thought about that now. If we be honest with ourselves, this is a simple solution, man. I mean, there's no magic formula to this joint. There's no secret to this. The solution is what we've already laid out in this conversation. After work, find a organization, a company that for like We Buy Black is one, right? On Instagram or what have you, purchasing from those who, prime example right there, right? How about, I'm not sure if We Buy Black is publicly traded, but we could, if we pool our resources, we could get it to public trade. That way we can have We Buy Black as a public trade and invest in We Buy Black. That will be for us, right? As opposed to, because we have financial analysts, we interview financial analysts on our channel. We have a couple of them, right?
Yes.
And we
Mr.
talk
Stephen Warren, Mr. Anthony Hudson.
Right. So, one of the things that they talk about on a basic level is we as a culture buy Nike sneakers, buy Nike apparel, right? Balenciagas, Adidas, and stuff like that. And we were talking about, if you buy that product, why not invest on the stock market, right? Compound it and then use the dividends from the investment to buy that product, or whatever the case may be. That's on a basis. But what if we had Black businesses on the stock market? Whereas we can invest in our Black-owned businesses that are publicly traded. What if we took it to that level?
Yeah, it's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take a refocusing of thinking and sacrifice. But again, we sacrifice already, but it's for our pleasure. We're so, like I said, we're so in survival mode that we're very hedonistic. We just seek pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. And with pleasure, you're seeking comfort, comfort, comfort all the time, escaping the sacrifice part that helps to build comfort. Comfort comes out of struggle, out of a learning to deal with certain maybe harsh or challenging times. And it's not that the time gets easier, is that you just get better, right? But if you're not being challenged, if you're not being challenged on your skills, and you're not growing because of that, then things are going to get harder for you, not easier. Comfort only comes for those people who face hard times and know how to challenge those times and overcome them. That's when things get easier, because you say, oh, I was once, homeless and had to do this, and I got through that. So now I'm in maybe my own business, or I'm running maybe an organization. So me being homeless and having to fight for food or having to find housing, if I was able to get through that, this in comparison is not as harsh. It has its challenges, of course, but if I can survive that, I can flourish in it. Or I have a disability, maybe a physical disability or mental disability. If I can find out how to still learn or how to overcome these physical obstacles, then going through an injury or something like that, I know how to handle that. It's again, the problems don't get easier; you just get better, right? What they say, don't pray for no problems at all. Pray for the ability to handle the problems.
Powerful, brother.
Yeah,
powerful. Yeah, man. That pretty much sums it up.
Like, share, subscribe. Add that in here. Like, share, subscribe to our platform. We thank you for allowing us to speak with you all, sharing time, attention, energy with us. It's the season's greetings for those who do celebrate the holiday, the Holiness Day. But you and yourself, celebrate you every day. Celebrate the fact that you have skills, you have unique abilities, you have unique perspective on the world, and be able to celebrate that, right? Not look at it as a deficit, but look at it and not look at it as a deficit or deterrent, but look at it as a way of showing how you are unique, and see it as an asset, right? See it as an achievement, an asset, something that makes you special. All right. So again, like, share, subscribe to our platform, the Grand Rise Collective. We're not stopping. We're here, right? Whether it be $300,000, whether it be a $5 million contract.
Amen. Amen.
We's here.
We's here.